A lot of the information about data science online is either outdated or completely misleading. I've been in this industry for nearly 5 years and at 3 different companies. So I've seen firsthand how the actual day-to-day of the profession looks like compared to what's seen online. And this video is for anyone who's thinking of becoming a data scientist, and I want to give you a real pragmatic and in general honest view of what the profession really looks like. And I hope by the end of the video you have a clear picture of whether a data science job is really for you. Let's get into it. The first thing you need to understand is that the data scientist job title is still very vague, and the responsibilities and work you will do will vary between companies and geographies. But if I was going to give you a very high-level global definition of what a data scientist does, this is how I describe it. A data scientist is someone who uses programming, maths, statistics, data, and domain knowledge to gain insights and produce predictive models to help a business make or save money. You may have heard that a data scientist is a combination of a software engineer, mathematician, statistician, and analyst. And that is generally true. But if you are an expert in all of those fields, that's like amazing, and it's just very unlikely to happen. But if you were, you're pretty much a unicorn and companies will hire you instantly. And for this reason, the data scientist job title is generally split in 2 different areas. The first one is a data scientist who focuses more on analytics, and the second one is a data scientist who focuses more on machine learning and building models. Now, the former, which is analytics focused, is all about things like A/B testing, running experiments, doing deep dives, and looking at where the current machine learning models in a company are struggling. It's a lot more business focused and a lot more closer to like the business impact side, or at least the business domain side. And a lot of it is more explanatory work, looking at data, finding patterns, and seeing basically where the business can improve with the data. The former, which is more machine learning focused, is more about building. So the goal of this data scientist role is that you will build machine learning models, statistical models, just decision-making algorithms, and then you will look to deploy those into production. And the goal of those algorithms is basically to improve business decision-making, and hopefully with that better decision-making, the business can make more revenue and make more profit. However, in reality, most data scientist positions are kind of a combination of the two. And you may even be a data scientist doing stuff like data engineering or software engineering. All this is meant to show you that a data scientist job title is not standardized whatsoever. So if you are applying for data scientist positions, make sure you look at a job requirements and job description to ensure it's a job that you really actually want to do. Depending on what type of data scientist you want to be, will dictate exactly the skills and technologies that you need to learn. However, at the fundamental level, all data scientists will need the following abilities: Python, SQL, statistics, experimentation, supervised learning algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, and decision trees, unsupervised learning algorithms like k-means and dbScan, maths topics like calculus and linear algebra, and the understanding of technologies like Git, GitHub, Bash, AWS, and Docker. Just so I'm clear, you don't need to learn all of those technologies and skills right from the beginning before you get your first job. You certainly don't need to know like in depth how AWS works, because that's just really difficult on your own. But the point is, these are some abilities that you should pick up slowly through your career to become a really solid data scientist across the board. Another thing to mention is that data scientists often specialize as they progress in their career. Simply because the field is so big, it's impossible to be an expert in absolutely everything. Some areas that data scientists specialize in are natural language processing and LLMs, computer vision, reinforcement learning, time series analysis and forecasting, anomaly detection, recommendation systems, speech recognition and processing, optimization, quantitative analysis, deep learning, bioinformatics, econometrics, geospatial analysis, customer analytics, model deployment and infrastructure, data flow and engineering, business analytics, cause and inference, experimentation. Wow, that is a big list. That is a lot of specialisms, and like I said, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Specialisms only really come into your career about 3 to 4 years in. So at the beginning, just simply focus on the fundamentals I listed earlier, and over time, your specialism will just naturally appear from the role you're in, your interests, and it will just, like I said, come naturally. So don't worry too much about it. Just stick to the fundamentals, and the specialisms will slowly come later in your career. But of course, you can also choose to be a specialist in a certain area if it particularly interests you. If you are looking for a place to learn all those fundamental data science skills, then I recommend the Data Scientist Career Track on 365 Data Science, who are kindly sponsoring this video. This career track will teach you everything you need to know to become a data scientist. It will start right at the beginning with the fundamental topics like statistics, maths, and Python. Later in the track, it will cover more cutting-edge topics like machine learning and deep learning. It even has a course specifically to create your resume, optimize your LinkedIn, and improve your interview skills to ensure that you do land that data science job after completing this career track. 365 Data Scientist career tracks are accredited by leading industry bodies, and 9 out of 10 of their graduates land a new job in AI or data after enrollment. Some even at top tech companies like Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon. So you'll be in great hands. I will leave all of this linked in the description below for you to check out. I worked as a data scientist for 3.5 years, and I now work as a machine learning engineer. So I naturally gravitated towards the more building and machine learning and software engineering side of the profession. Most of my work was in a cross-functional team where I worked with data analysts, product managers, software engineers, and other data scientists. And typically, my team was responsible for a certain product, whether that be a machine learning model, a business decision engine, or just anything that really helps the business go forward. And typically, those areas were in forecasting and optimization. My role was to research on how to improve the underlying algorithm. So can we better forecast stock prices? Can we better optimize stock allocation? Like, can we improve that underlying modeling process so that we have just better metrics? Then after I would do the research, I would then work with software engineers to deploy that solution into production so that it directly benefits the business. The general workflow for most of my projects went as follows. The first step is the idea section. So this is where someone may have an idea about how to improve one of our models. We then move on to the data part, which is where we check whether the data exists to test this idea so we can start the research. If the data is indeed available, we will start researching, building, testing, and sizing this idea to see if indeed there's something worth pursuing. We then move on to the analysis part, where the results of the research stage are analyzed to determine if we have indeed improved the model and whether it is worth deploying this change and the effort required. And finally, if the improvement is indeed worth kind of sending off, we then have the shipping section where we productionize it in the code base and we start making live decisions based on this new algorithmic change. This is a real oversimplification of the whole process. In reality, I could spend hours talking about each section and how it works, but hopefully that gives you a real rough overview of how my job as a data scientist on the more machine learning part and how I work about projects and kind of what I'm really trying to do every single day. TikTok, Instagram, and in general social media has really glamorized what it's like to work in tech. Like, it's all coffee chats, playing ping pong, free lunches, and you get paid well over 6 figures. Now, I wish that was the case. But if you do compare it to other professions, it's still quite enjoyable, relaxed, and it's not too stressful. So there is definitely some sort of truth in that kind of what you see online. From my experience, the typical day in the life goes as follows. So between 9 AM and 9:30, you will start with a morning stand-up where you catch up with the team regarding the previous day's work and what you're doing today. Stand-up is a common meeting in tech that refers to a brief daily sync to share progress, plans, and blockers. Then between 9:30 and 10:30, after stand-up, there may be another meeting for an hour where you may speak with stakeholders, engineers, or other data scientists to review some work or present the latest findings that you're currently been working on. Then between 10:30 and 12:30, there's normally like a deep work/coding block where you can focus on projects or anything urgent that you need to do. Depending on the work, I may be pairing with another data scientist or software engineer to do model research or write some production code. Then it's lunchtime between 12:30 and 1:30. Then 1:30 to 4 p.m, you normally have another extended work block to get any projects or coding that you're doing done. Then 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m, you may have an afternoon sync with stakeholders, engineers, or just other data scientists. Sometimes there may be a wider company meeting, like an all hands, to discuss like the global strategy or just basically where the company's heading as a whole. And then finally, between 5:30 and 6 p.m, you'll reply to emails and Slack messages and wrap up for the day. Obviously, that's like a high level view, and every day is quite different. And that day is pretty much what it is, the point of view of someone who's like a junior mid-level IC, which stands for individual contributor. So someone who's more focused on delivering projects through like technical implementation. If you are more senior or if you're a manager, you'll naturally have a slightly different day with probably more meetings. You have probably heard many people saying that AI will replace data scientists. Now, let me just tell you that's completely not true. Sure, AI is a great productivity tool for coding, maths, brainstorming, all these things, but it is so far from being as good as a top-tier data scientist. It simply just hasn't got those abilities yet, or ever really at the moment. Just imagine a world where an AI replaces a top-tier data scientist. This means the AI must have the following skills: implementing business ideas into code, mathematical reasoning, being able to respond to stakeholder requests, build a fully end-to-end machine learning model with zero bugs, break down nuanced concepts to normal, non-technical people, and creative thinking. If an AI has all those skills, can you name me one job that is not replaced by it? You probably can't, because at that point, it's game over for humans and AI rules the world. And if that happened, we have way bigger problems to solve than simply worrying about whether you can get a data scientist job. Now, I will concede that AI is a great productivity tool, and it will automate a lot of the low-level kind of jobs that data scientist does, and teams will likely be a lot leaner. But if you are a data scientist who can leverage AI to improve your productivity and output, then you'll be in very high demand in the market. Data science will simply continue to evolve like it has for the past decade. I can't think of a time in the last 10 years where data science hasn't been on some sort of, rebranding, reinventing, because that is just the nature of the job. And so if you do want to be a data scientist, you simply have to put up with that fact and realize that you always got to keep learning new things and keep on reinventing yourself in the market. And with that in mind, data science won't be eradicated by AI, but data scientists who know how to use AI will eradicate the current data scientists who don't upskill. So continue to evolve, continue to learn things, and continue to reinvent yourself, and you'll be completely fine. If after watching this whole video, you still want to be a data scientist, that's amazing, because it's a great profession with so many perks, and you'll continually be challenged for your whole career. But the next logical question is, how do you actually start? So I recommend you check out this video, which is my guide to how I would study data science again and how I go about applying for roles if I was starting completely from scratch. I'll see you there.